But against the world.
If you do not believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop.
Going to lower the flag of Nigeria and raise the flag of the United States.
And they say we will have victory. Move and bring us that victory. That is our prayers. So thank you, my brother, for your good job. I will be on the side and listening because you said there's many things to do.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that amazing contribution you have just made. Thank you so much. So, my fellow Biafrans, there is an audio I want to play. I want you to listen carefully to this audio. Everyone that is in this platform today, listen carefully. This audio I'm about to play is going to strengthen certain things and it also help you to make your decisions and know what is actually going on. This very audio was released by the Deputy Prime Minister of the meeting she had with the Aman Debris Associate, the law firm that these people use to sue the United States of Biafra. This is the same law firm that is supposed to represent the United States of Biafra, the same law firm that is supposed to stand for the United States of Biafra in the issues in the United States, finally turned against the same organization that we are supposed to protect today. They are suing using some other people who misunderstood themselves, who decided to play the devil's whatever. So I want us to pay attention. Let us hear. You know, certain times when we make so many arguments online, people will be asking you for evidence. They'll be asking you. Some people will say they are confused. Some will pretend not to know what is happening. Even when they know, they pretend not to know what is happening. So let us listen to this very audio. It's a meeting between our Deputy Prime Minister and the Aman Debris Associates.
Which, of course, I would then augment on the political level. But legally, what would be the next steps now that we're putting in place all these things that I mentioned to you?
Once, I think it would be interesting to have the results of the referendum, but essentially in any emerging government, what needs to take place, and this requires some work, is the transition of an overall document like the health.
I want you to pay attention. This very law firm here knows about a referendum. And he is here giving advice on how to transition from Brigi to the United States of America, of Biafra. The same person that is suing the United States of Biafra today, joining people who say we shouldn't move forward, we should stay in Brigi. This is where he himself, the same firm, is giving advice on how to transition from Brigi to United States of Biafra after the referendum and declaration. Supported, he knew about the referendum, knew about the whole plan that were made, and you see him giving an advice. This is the same people today that they are using to sue the United States of Biafra. How can you imagine such conflict of interest? I want you to pay attention. Listen carefully, pay attention and pick every single word you're going to speak so that you could know how dubious people can be, how evil some people can be. When Martin Nanegano say an Igbo saboteur is spiritual, that an Igbo saboteur, their own saboteur is spiritual. They will go to the length you can never imagine. I want you to pay attention and listen.
What would be the next steps now that we're putting in place all these things that I mentioned to you?
Once, I think it would be interesting to have the results of the referendum, but essentially in any emerging government, what needs to take place, and this requires some work, is the transition of an overall document like the Helsinki Declaration or the new Constitution of the United States of Biafra into practical working rules for the Biafran government. And this essentially would be a division departmentally in the government of the roles of the ministers, of the due process and procedures that need to be in place. But a lot will depend on, essentially, Elias, on the political lead of the amount of recognition we get here for Biafra in the United States and the steps that would need to be taken. What I would imagine is, and this would be a joint lobbying and legal effort on behalf of Biafra, is, what's interesting is not only are we in a little bit of a holding pattern for Biafra, we are a little bit of a holding pattern here in the United States because there's a transition coming within our government that will take place on January 20th. And we would need to find out the key people in positions that would be of interest for us within the State Department.
Right.
And who the Biafra Nigeria desk person would be. I mean, what I imagine is at some point it would be very interesting if the new Trump administration would allow the appointment of someone in charge of Biafran issues, essentially a Biafra desk within the State Department and those issues.
Oh, that would be very significant. Like a special envoy, maybe. And maybe
somebody who would actually guide the State Department's policy regarding Biafra. And what helps in these types of situations, Elias can, I think, support my point of view, is to have an organized, dedicated group of people with a specific mission in mind. Now, the State Department, I think on January 20th, because Dr. Boise, I don't know how much you've been following the internal machinations of a new administration, but I think it will take at least a few weeks, if not more, to find out where the State Department is going as far as mission, the changeovers. We still need to have the Senate confirm a Secretary of State, and then deputies and assistant secretaries of state. And I think at that point, it would be not only an effort as far as the lobbying by Elias to reach out to the legal counsel in the State Department to see if we could get somebody, a designation of somebody who would overlook Biafra issues within the State Department. I think that would be a great victory to have somebody looking at this issue and guiding the State Department and a point of contact, which would also lead to legal contacts, because if we have the general counsel, generally the State Department and the Secretary of State relies heavily on the State Department's general counsel on legal issues, international issues, because on issues relating to bilateral conventions, bilateral treaties, multilateral treaties, and how the State Department approaches emerging country will be largely dependent on the legal counsel in the State Department telling the Secretary of State or the Deputy Secretary of State, yes, go ahead, this is feasible, we can do this under U.S. law and international law. So I think we have a general idea, but the problem is we are getting a new government over here in the United States to see who is going to be in the State Department Also, I mean, it's not just the State Department. This sort of bifurcates into other departments, such as Treasury and the Office of Foreign Assets Control, Department of Commerce, which also has its own security arm, which has become more and more active. And the Department of Commerce essentially traditionally has been in place to deal with the interests of U.S. business internationally and promoting U.S. business. But that can go very well in hand once there is an emerging government to show the Department of Commerce, look, there's a lot of business and U.S. business interests that could be very, very beneficial mutually for both Biafra and the United States. So it would be a multifaceted approach, I think, legally and as well as the lobbying effort. And Elias, I don't want to just over promote him, but he has somebody who is extremely knowledgeable in how to approach both within the Moran group and Congressman Moran, but Elias in reaching out to
Okay, that's the first part of it. Let me bring the second part of the audio so that we can understand the content of the whole thing. Let me bring just a minute. Let me bring the second audio of interest so that we can be able to listen to it and before we make our contributions. Just a minute, let me get the audio.
in legal matters. I don't do any lobbying at all, and that helps me in governments here in the United States. In legal matters, I don't do any lobbying at all, and that helps me separate. I'm not registered ever as a foreign lobbyist for a foreign government, but my specialty is in dealing with very difficult and complex international legal issues, which interestingly apply to the Biafran government in exile. And I am pleased and honored to be able to help your government. And my goal is a long-term relationship with an actual government that's not just in exile, but one that's recognized by many, many countries. And let's cross our fingers, UN recognition and a member of the United Nations. So that would be, I grew up, my parents are, I'm a child of the 70s, and I remember my parents talking about the brief existence of the Biafran government and the issues. So it's interesting to make a connection between my childhood stories about Biafra, and my parents were always very politically active, talking about Patrice Lumumba and African causes, and Biafra was one of those. So now here I am as legal counsel to the Biafran government in exile. It's a pleasure and it's an honor, and I leave it to you.
And also to note an interesting personal connection that Arman and I have. We come from very similar cultures. Arman is of Armenian background and I'm of Greek background, and we both come from people that have experienced genocide and ethnic cleansing, and that's something that the Biafrans have experienced. And I told Arman, this was very, we found it very humorous that some of the Biafrans were confused and thought Tigiri might have been a Nigerian name, and you remember I put out a tweet that Arman is not a Nigerian, that he's an Armenian American. But apparently there are some Nigerians who have the last name Tigiri, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
It is. Anyway, Thank you so very much, Doberi. It's really an honor to meet you, and thanks to Elias, who I call my brother, and a very good son of Biafra land. I don't even know how to. I mean, Biafrans are like out 247, trying to protect, trying to attack whoever says anything negative to Elias. They're ready to jump in. That's how like how passionate he is to Biafrans. And again, our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, is somebody that millions of Biafrans love, and they obey him. Whatever he says is they see it as their savior, not just because he's Simon Ekpa, but because the cause they believe in, which is the independence and restoration of Biafra, has gone just beyond an individual. So while our leader Nnamdi Kanu was there, and Nigerian government abducted him from Kenya, and he's right now in Nigerian DSS dungeon for the past almost 4 years, going to 5. Our Nnamdi Kanu, whom our PM Simon Ekpa, whom Nnamdi Kanu told Biafrans, go and listen to Simon Ekpa. That is actually whom the whole Biafrans and the world is following, actually. And our Prime Minister has brought a lot of changes in the face of this struggle, changes that we have never really known before, a lot of awareness, a lot of information to the world, thanks to Elias and his group, that have also helped him to let the world know this true situation of things, unlike before. So again, as Elias has said, my name is Dr. Ngazoro Boise. I'm the Chief of Staff to the Biafra, United States of Biafra. Before Biafra Republic, government in exile, and de facto, we are both at home and we are abroad. But right now, after our declaration.
Did you hear that? I want us to pay attention to the introduction Deputy Prime Minister made. In the presence of this very lawyer that is suing United States of Biafra today, in the presence of Elias, she made them understand and introduce that we are moving from Brigi to the United States of Biafra, and she is the COS in a meeting which they held. So when you see these people begin to act differently and begin to go against what they have signed up for, you begin to wonder, where is this coming from? Who are they really serving? You know, sometimes when things are being said, it will seem as if we are just talking on the air, touching this and touching that. But when you begin to see evidence, then you will see how far Nigerian government can go. And you will see how far Nigerian government can penetrate, even in our midst. You will see how we can sabotage ourselves. The sabotage that is coming from in-house is so disturbing. The saboteur of an Igbo man is disturbing. It is spiritual. I want to take it back a little bit. I want you to pay attention to this side that our Deputy Prime Minister is speaking. This was a meeting she held with this Elias and this firm today that is suing the United States of Biafra, to show you that they know what they're doing. It is all collective effort with the Nigerian government to bring and make sure that we don't move forward. But thank you, that we have left.
Yes, I said, my name is Dr. Ngazoro Boise. I'm the Chief of Staff to the Biafra of things, unlike before. So again, as Elias has said, my name is Dr. Ngazoro Boise. I'm the Chief of Staff to the Biafra, United States of Biafra. Before Biafra.
Did you hear it? She introduced herself, the Chief of Staff to the United States of Biafra. But you know, these people were telling you that she's the Chief of Staff of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Even when she introduced herself and told them, we are moving to United States of Biafra, it is no longer Brigi. These people were very much aware. A well-done meeting. They were formally informed. And today, you are going to sue the same person that formally informed you of this movement from Brigi to United States of Biafra. You are now going to sue the person. Now, why did he leave the Brigi? I don't just know how such kind of issue can be managed. Or you see the conflict of interest, and some idiot went and began to use this. Of course, you know, the case of the job of a lawyer is to take money from you, whether you win a case or not. He will tell you that you have a good case. A lawyer will always tell you that you have a good case. So let's just finish this before we make our contributions.
Never really known before. A lot of awareness, a lot of information to the world, thanks to Elias and his group, that have also helped him to let the world know this true situation of things, unlike before. So again, as Elias has said, my name is Dr. Ngozi Oroboeze. I'm the Chief of Staff to the Biafra, United States of Biafra, before Biafra Republic government in exile and de facto. We are both at home and we are abroad. But right now, after our declaration of our independence in Finland, we now are United States of Biafra. So I'm really glad to meet you. I know that PM told me about you a long time ago, and he told me specific task that you'll be doing, and I know I asked because I know there's another attorney Levy who was doing something. I mean, not in African level, because he I think in the OR he tried to in the committee of African nations, the COS, that group. I'm gonna get the name. Those ones. The
African Union. He did something with the African Union.
Yeah,
Organization of or the Organization of Emerging African States.
Of emerging African state. Yeah. So I think.
Please, I have a question.
It is important that some informations are brought forward to guide Biafrans, that it is not only we coming online to shout and shout and shout. When some evidence are coming, for you to also be able to coordinate your mind, conduct your mind, and know where you stand and where you belong. And when you are supporting whatever you are supporting, know why you are supporting that. Know why you belong where you belong, and you can be able to defend it. Freedom of association is allowed. If you choose to be in the autopilot, IPOB, or you say you agree, it is up to you. But those who knows their direction, according to the plan laid down all the way from Mazin Nandekan to Mazin Simon Ekpa, that structure, if you want to follow it and move forward, it is okay. If you decide to repeat a class, you can't say because you want to repeat a class, everybody in that class should repeat with you. No, we can't repeat with you. It is your choice. I don't have any problem with you. Continue to repeat your class. As for us that enter into a new class, we'll proceed. If you succeed to meet us and catch up, good luck for you. So I will open the mic before I will open the mic. I think I will allow, first of all, I see Madam Origin. Madam Origin has been here.
I have a question. I have a question for the video.
Okay. Go ahead before I allow Madam Origin to speak.
Okay. Yeah, she might also help. Good morning, everybody in the house. Yeah, my question is this. Brochus, can you explain better or more of what happened in those videos? Because I listened to those videos yesterday, like twice, and I still could not comprehend what happened there, especially the first video. Is between who and who, and yeah, like who and who was having that discussion? Because I really want to know like what actually happened there. I don't understand that video very well. Thank you.
Yeah, that video, the audio I just played now, that we just listened to, is a meeting that was held between our Deputy Prime Minister and the legal team of the Biafran people, including the lobbyists in the United States.
Okay.
The Deputy Prime Minister was sent by the Prime Minister then.
Okay.
To go and represent and discuss with the people and know how far they have gone. Amanda Biri was supposed to be representing us in legal issues, advising Biafran government on legal issues. Amandabiri associate. Then Elias was doing some job on the issue of lobbying. On one other person again on that issue of lobbying. Yeah. So this was a meeting that every one of them came together to discuss on the way forward and how far they have gone. And you can see the explaining to the deputy prime minister what they can do, what they have been doing, and their line of duty.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I thought maybe it was like a personnel from Nigeria or outside of Biafra that they're having. That's the first audio I'm talking about. Okay, no, just within them.
The first one was the associate, the lobby, the Amandabiri associate law firm.
Yes.
The law firm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Now I got it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Madam Origin, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Let's hear you. You've been there. Sorry for keeping you.
Oh, not a problem at all. I'm a listener. I just wanted to pitch in today. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. I am a big fan for all our, I have a name for our media people. I call them our media pichichis, and I will explain that later. So thank you so much for what you all bring to the table. You are really saving this freedom fighting, and it is important that you people come out. And why it look like, I think I am, Madam, is it Ojugo?
Yeah, Ojugo.
I think we have decided to be going all over the place just to support you guys and to, you know, so
thank you so much.
In our busy schedule, we try to, you know, even if it means whatever we say, it's not like we are experts or we have something to say, but just to say you guys are doing great, and whatever our people here, they should, you know, put it to work, especially what you guys are doing. Now that you just showed the video of our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the meeting she had with Amandabiri and Elias. And I heard Aman saying something about a kind of general idea on what to expect and all of that. And I live here in the United States for over 20 years now. I have traveled around Washington, D.C. and honestly never, usually most of the time when I travel, it will be with my husband. So, and he's such a, you know, conservative person. He's not really into, he would not like to say, okay, let's go and, you know, go and fly the sky or anything. He's more of a business-minded person. But during the inauguration of our embassy, I happened to go with one of my children, and you know, and funny, she made me. It was like we took time out because I was with her. I had to leave after the inauguration, the main events. We left. So we went everywhere. And one of the things I realized after, you know, with my 20-something years here, I realized Washington, D.C. is just, oh my God. All those skyscrapers you see, whether it's on TV or anywhere, they are all offices. It's either office or hotel.
Yeah.
That is, and it's like every part of the world have their office there. And what Amandabiri was talking about, one of the things I want to highlight there that is very important is he was kind of talking to, I would just want to lift up what he was saying. He was talking directly to Elias. Yeah. He said that what he will expect Elias to do is to or go and, because the legal counsel in the State Department are the ones that will, you know, overlook and look into the issues of let me tell you, the recognition. Let me tell you this. When people are talking and they fight and they say, oh, the Western world, they don't care about Africa. I mean, when you get to Washington, D.C., and you see that a whole state is office and every part of the world is represented, companies, corporations, everybody is lobbying. How do you get for your case to be looked into? Is it possible with this kind of set of people that come and all they look around, they see skyscrapers, they go home? In fact, if they ever have opportunity to get to where they can table their matters, they start talking rubbish and nonsense. So what Maman Dabri was saying, in essence, in one of the things, because it was just laying out general ideas, was that he said maybe Elias should look into where they can get a designated person that will be in the State Department to be able to push Biafra matter. And that is a big deal. And I want to say this to our Biafra people. When they say this Biafra is a spirit, Biafra is this is a lot more spiritual. You see, the fact that President Trump is sitting in government today is one of our miracles. Should be termed as one of our miracles, because if it was the past government, they will look away when this AKA will be rubbing our nose on the ground with because they collude.
Yes.
But President Trump is after the health of Christians across the world. And he knew the atrocities. The issue that they are, is like sometimes when they bring matters in the open, everybody say what they want to say. The issue because one of the issues that came out as soon as he took over was the USAID. The USAID is a very strong organization that helps across the world. When Trump came the first time, he recognized that the money that was going from USAID to Nigeria was going into the hands of terrorists. So he declared Nigeria a terrorist state in his first term. As soon as Biden came in, he removed Nigeria from that. And the money started flowing back in. So one of the day he stopped that, I knelt down, I said, God, thank you. Because at least it will stop the flowing in of the money, taxpayers' money here, into wrong hands. So, and another miracle that happened, which you people do not know, is that Trump, by the time he started, the whole campaign started, the main and the core Republicans, because of the way he carries himself, or I don't want to go into that, a lot of them that would have taken the strong positions kind of stayed by the side. And his current COS, Chief of Staff, happened to be a former, what do you call it? A lobbyist. Her firm was helping the IPOB back in those days.
Yes.
Can you imagine that woman now being a Chief of Staff? And you know what COSs are? Every file will get, they are the ones that hand over those files to the president. And I know that she's one of those that have the health of Christians at heart. And she's not going to watch all this mayhem going on in Nigeria over Christians. At least from there.